Whenever I talk about flex jobs, I want to do the old music from Batman. Flex jobs. Okay, I'll spare you the singing and just say Flex Jobs is a site with flexible employment opportunities throughout the United States. It's a paid service, but it's a very good service for lots of different types of work. So use the link in the show notes. Check out Flex Jobs. Make your own decision about its value to you. I think you will find it very helpful if you're looking for flexible employment. And we'll be back in just one moment. Episode 2252 of the number one podcast and Apple podcast for job search. This is UBS Job Search Advice Radio. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. Someone asked a question of me in one of those classic scenarios. It's supposed to be a one-interview process, and they're being scheduled back for number 3. Is this normal? Hope you find my answer helpful to you. Hope you find the solution I offer a useful one for you if you run into this situation. And I'll just simply conclude by saying, if you like my show, I hope you let me know about that. And I hope you give it a great review on Apple Podcasts. And with that, we'll be back in just one moment. Support for today's show comes from EdUreka. EdUreka is a service where, for those of you who work in technology, you already know you've got to keep your skills up to speed or else you're going to be washed out at some time. So I'll simply say EdUreka makes it inexpensive and effective for you to learn what you need to learn in order to stay current in your field or to learn skills in order to transfer to something completely different. Follow the link in the show notes. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And we'll be back in just one moment. Someone asked me a question during a session that I thought was a good one. And it involved a situation where, on the first interview, they were told it was going to be a one-interview process. And then a few days later, there's a second interview scheduled. And at the second interview, there's now a third interview scheduled. Is this normal? I'm asked. Unfortunately, yes, it is. Now, and there are many reasons why this may happen, including when you were told there was one interview, that person was wrong. Number 2 is they're not sure, so they're giving you another chance. There's a lot of variables at play here, but is it normal? Unfortunately, yes, because firms really don't know what they're doing when they're interviewing and saying stuff like this. It is so rare that there's a one-interview process, but let's assume that it normally is. How do you handle the situation? And the answer is you send them an email. You schedule the third interview and say something to the effect of, I'm confused. At my first interview, I was told this is a one-interview process, and now I'm being scheduled for a third. Could you give me an idea of what's going on? This gives them an opportunity to explain, the first person spoke incorrectly. All along we want to have you talk to 2 or 3 people. Whatever the story is, they have to explain it. You don't have to speculate. Make them explain. Now, I also want to say that in case you're concerned that you're coming off as being aggressive, obnoxious, difficult, what you want to do is when they finally respond, you respond with a message that says, thanks, with multiple exclamation points, which suggests that this is no big whoop and you've gotten your answer. So I'll just simply say that, does this happen all the time? Unfortunately, yes. And from the standpoint of how to handle it, a friendly, non-defensive message goes a long way. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here are a few things I can do to help you with your job search beyond simply being your coach. First of all, I've got a new book out called The Right Answers to Tough Interview Questions. It is like a cookbook with answers to tons of interview questions that you're going to be asked on interviews. And if you pair it up with my other new book, The Ultimate Job Interview Framework, they are a terrific pair of books to help you with interviewing. In addition, I have a new service where you can practice mock interviews. If you go to thebiggamehunter.us/mock, I've got a service there, very inexpensive, like $99, where we have mock interviews set up. I'm going to be adding more to it very soon, but you can record your answers to them, and then I can critique them and help you perform better on them. You probably have noticed my show notes are pretty thorough with products and services that can help you with your search. And connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/thebiggamehunter. Lastly, my website has a ton of great information. That's thebiggamehunter.us. Now, if you're not ready to go there and go through the blog, put the address in your phone, thebiggamehunter.us, Jeff Altman. So this way, when you're ready to go, you have a way of getting back to my website. Hope you have a terrific day, and most importantly, be great!